Good afternoon and welcome to Vermillion Tanagers softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank, as the Vermillion Tanagers, 4-8 on the season, look to try to close out their season strong, as they have some matchups with Gayville-Volin, West Central, and Parkston coming up, and as well as Dakota Valley over these last week and a half, 2 weeks of the season. But they take on one of the top 5 teams in Class B in Gayville-Volin, coached by Jason Selchert. Gayville-Volin sporting a number of great hitters, and Ayla Dimmer, their ace pitcher. She has a sub-3 ERA this season. And a number of great hitters, but Vermillion playing some of their best softball of the season over these last few weeks. Maya Halverson really seems to have hit her stride as a pitcher this year, and started off against Madison with, I think, 9 consecutive strikeouts. Really looking good. So this should be a great matchup. Again, this is all part of the Carlson's Body Shop pregame show here on Vermillion Tanagers on YouTube. So we've also been covering Gayville-Volin on Gayville-Volin Raiders YouTube, and so we're excited to keep covering them. As you can tell, you can probably hear, it is windy. We are not at Lions Park in Vermillion. We are at the Vermillion, or the USD softball complex, Nygaard Fields, field number 1 today. And so the bleachers are a little awkward. You kind of have your knees up to your chest here. It's not regulation bleachers, so we'll see if my knees can hack this and see if it goes to full 7 and if I can walk afterwards, but we'll try it out. And so it's a beautiful complex here. It was due to field conditions, due to the amount of rain, so that is why they moved this from Lions Park. Lions Park, a little bit more of a low-lying field, so I believe the outfield was probably a little muddy. And the sand here is a little higher quality at Nygaard Field. So a nice opportunity to get here. In the background, you will hear the Summit League Championships, the track and field championships starting over on at Lillibridge Track Complex. So you might hear that a little bit, but you might not through this wind. I am not quite sure. When we come back, we'll take a look at some of the leaders for both of these squads, and we'll talk more Gayville-Volin and Vermillion softball. Again, this is Tanager softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. I'm Michael Schumacher, and we'll be back right after this timeout, brought to you by Murph's Appliance on Main Street in Vermillion.
Nice.
Maytag appreciates a compliment, but this Maytag washer isn't just eye candy.
Wow.
Inside, it's got the capacity and power to handle even the mightiest loads.
I love this.
Yeah, she's a beaut.
It's a he.
How do you know?
Don't worry about it.
Find Maytag products and the industry's best appliances at your local dealer. Murph's Appliance, downtown Vermillion.
In a situation like this, the first thing you do, of course, is make sure everybody's okay. And then you're thinking, you better call your insurance person. No, just call Justin. At Vermillion Auto Works, you see Justin handles all the insurance claims and gives free quotes. Not everybody does the free quote thing anymore, you know. So call Justin at Vermillion Auto Works. He'll take care of the situation. Carrying WeatherTech, Rough Country, and Tuxedo. Vermillion Auto Works.
Interior technicians.
Jerry, baby, I got a great idea for your next commercial. You're in a jungle with a dinosaur, looking for an outlet for your vacuum.
A dinosaur? No, I said Intech has over 30 years of commercial cleaning. You know, like office buildings, ensuring happy visitors and a healthy workforce.
Commercial buildings? I think I can work with that, Jerry. I'm gonna make you a star.
Oh my goodness. When you need it clean, call the Intech team.
Hey kids, it's never too early to start planning for your future. Did you know Masaba provides scholarships and tuition assistance? They are committed to your success, offering engineering, drafting, and welding opportunities, plus scholarships, job shadowing, and mentorship programs. Learn more at masaba.com/careers. When I grow up, I want to work at Masaba.
Masaba Manufacturing. Unlock your future and rock with us.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in South Dakota. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the SDHSAA.
At Voyage Federal Credit Union, we believe in giving back to the community that supports us. That's why our employees make it a priority to volunteer their time and talents to make a difference. Whether it's improving local causes, fighting hunger, or supporting our local zoo, our team is dedicated to making a positive impact in the lives of those around us. We're more than just a financial institution. We're a part of the community, working together to make it a better place for everyone. Your community, your credit union. Voyage Federal Credit Union.
Welcome back to the Carlson's Body Shop pregame show. This is Vermillion Tanagers softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. I'm Michael Schumacher from Field 1 at the Nygaard Field Complex on the campus of USD. We're bringing you Vermillion Tanagers and Gayville-Volin Raiders softball. First, for Gayville-Volin, some of their leading hitters are going to be, well, it kind of begins with Maya Aiken. Maya Aiken batting .500 on the season, an on-base percentage of .581 in 62 plate appearances. Her OPS is 1427, slugging .846. So of her 26 hits, 15 have been singles, 6 doubles, 3 triples, and 2 home runs. She has 13 RBI and scored 28 runs on the season and has walked 6 times. Elsewhere, you have Tanea Pacheco batting .405 on the season, a .511 on-base percentage, 1187 OPS. Thank you, sir. And a .676 slugging. Of her 15 hits, 8 have been singles, 5 doubles, 1 triple, 1 home run, 12 RBI, and 15 runs scored. You also have Paisley Dimmer. Paisley Dimmer bats .475 with the .530 on-base percentage and 1191 OPS, .661 slugging percentage of her 28 hits. She has 18 singles, 9 doubles, and a triple, 23 RBI, and 31 runs scored, along with 6 walks. Ayla Dimmer, now she's batting .341, which is lower than the other ones I've mentioned, but her on-base percentage is .542 with a 1,079 OPS, .537 slugging. Of her 14 hits, 10 are singles, 1 double, 2 triples, and a home run. 12 RBI and 12 runs scored, but she has been walked 15 times this season. So Ayla, not only the starting pitcher with a sub-3 ERA, also has a good eye at the plate. Allie Westrom, kind of in the same boat, a .297 batting average, but a .519 on-base percentage, a 1,059 OPS, .541 slugging, so 5 singles, 4 doubles, a triple, and a home run. 18 runs scored, and she has been walked 16 times this season. And so Haley Adams kind of comes in .294, .455 on base percentage, .807 OPS. You're also looking at Nevaeh Hauger, .345 average, .387 on base percentage, .801 OPS. Teresa Stockman, a .519 batting average, a .603 on base percentage, .1392 OPS, and a .788 slugging. She has 16 singles, 8 doubles, 3 triples. She's been walked 10 times, driven in 30 runs, scored 23 times. And then Kendra Beck. Kendra Beck is batting .531, .635 on base percentage, a .1737 OPS for Kendra Beck, 1102 slugging, 9 singles, 9 doubles, 5 triples, 3 home runs, 30 RBI, 30 runs, and 11 walks. And then finally, Jolie Westrom, last but definitely not least, batting .542, .690 on base percentage, at 1544 OPS, slugging .854. She has driven in 16, scored 36 runs, and has been walked 20 times. So this Gayville-Volin squad has a lot of firepower. Maya Halverson will be put to the test today. But as I mentioned, she is hitting her stride as a pitcher. So when we come back after this Murph's Appliance timeout on the Carlson's Body Shop pregame show, we're going to talk about that Vermillion lineup, including looking at Maya Halverson's pitching stats. This, again, is Tanager Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank on Vermillion Tanagers YouTube. We'll be right back.
Jordan Kirkman here from downtown Vermillion's American Family Insurance Office. We love being part of the community and want to help with your insurance needs. So stop in today and see me, Jordan Kirkman, sales specialist with Buchelman & Associates, located at 112 West Main Street, or call 605-624-2025. And if you're in Yankton, be sure to stop by our new office there as well. Go Tanagers and go Yotes.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
If you're considering a new roof, you want to put your roof in the hands of Dave's Roofing. Dave's Roofing specializes in residential roofing and has over 10 years of experience. Dave's Roofing covers any job from a 60 to 80 mile radius of Sioux City and has a 10-man crew that completes most jobs in one day. Dave's Roofing will make sure the cleanup job is done right afterwards too. And the products installed are impact rated and eligible for homeowners insurance discounts. Look up Dave's Roofing on Facebook and check out the work that's been done and customer testimonials.
For over 40 years, your local heating and cooling contractor has been Larry's Heating and Cooling. How did they stay in business that long? The customers know they stand behind their work. They offer top quality name brand equipment, and no one matches Larry's pricing when compared to the other local Lennox dealers based in Iowa. Larry's is $2,000 less for the same equipment. Not a Larry's customer? When you're ready to upgrade, trust Larry's. Honest prices, no gimmicks, and reliable service. Larry's Heating and Cooling, Yankton and Vermillion.
Welcome back to Vermillion Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. This is the Carlson's Body Shop pregame show on Vermillion Tanagers YouTube, where Vermillion will be celebrating senior night. The seniors that we'll be recognizing here shortly will be Mariah Aranda, Kristen Moser, Regan Lee, Maya Halverson, Madigan Wallen, Isabel Yellowbank, Emily Reiser, and Rayanna Slattery. So looking forward to that. Let's take a look at this Tanager lineup. As like I said, Maya Halverson will be tested with this hitting from this Gayville-Volin team. Maya has pitched 57 1/3 innings, started 11, appeared in 12, and she is 4-6 on the season. She's given up 77 hits, walked 47, given up 64 earned runs, and struck out 100. So she's striking out over 1.5 per inning. Her ERA is 7.814. Her WHIP is 2.163. But like I said, her numbers have really improved over the last couple of weeks. Since that Tri-Valley game, it really seems like that's when Maya hit her stride. She did really well at the DAC 12 tournament. She's pitched very well throughout, and some of those earned runs now, some of the runs that are being scored are not necessarily earned runs. They are due to maybe some errors. She is still walking a couple, but not as much as she was before either. So Maya really coming into form as a pitcher as we get ready to recognize those seniors as part of the Carlson's Body Shop pregame show. Again, the seniors we're recognizing: Mariah Aranda, Kristen Moser, Regan Lee, Maya Halverson, Madigan Wallen, Isabel Yellowbank, Emily Reiser, and Rayanna Slattery. So batting for Vermillion, some of your leading batters: Maya Halverson, she's the cleanup hitter, bats .514, .561 on base percentage, a .1399 OPS, .838 slugging with 9 singles, 8 doubles, and 2 triples. Madigan Wallen batting .538 with a .581 on base percentage, a .1581 OPS, slugging 1,000. 12 singles, 3 doubles, 3 triples, 3 home runs, and 16 runs scored with 4 walks. Then you look at Kristen Moser batting .333, Malia Johnson batting .357, Izzy Richardson batting .312. She's coming on strong. Maddie Eisenbeis batting .219. Jenna Peterson, okay, batting .107, but she had this streak of hard luck where that ball was just not finding gaps at all. And so hopefully she's able to get that straightened out and eventually, because she's one of those where if you hit the analytics, exit velocity is good, the angle is good. So Jenna Peterson, she's bound to start getting some hits. So you have to be feel lucky if you're bought stock in Jenna Peterson. So looking forward to that as we get ready here for Vermillion Tanager softball. Again, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank as they get ready to take on the Gayville-Volin Raiders. Gayville-Volin, they are the one of the top 5 teams in Class B, 14-3 on the year. And so we're going to take a quick break. This is the Carlson's Body Shop pregame show, and I will be back. This is Vermillion Tanagers softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
At Knutson Family Dentistry in Vermillion, they believe a healthy smile opens doors. From routine checkups to cosmetic treatment, their friendly team is there to make your dental experience comfortable and enjoyable. With state-of-the-art technology and a compassionate approach, they ensure your visit is quick and pain-free.
I love my new smile. Thank you, Knutson Family Dentistry.
Knutson Family Dentistry will make your smile shine. Call and schedule your appointment today at Knutson Family Dentistry and discover the difference your smile can make.
The Pizza Ranch Vermillion is your event headquarters. Enjoy the crisp salad bar, the country's best chicken, and fresh pizza. Want a custom pizza? Just ask. We are proud to offer the buffet your way. And the Fun Zone Arcade features 36 games, 2 golf simulators, and full bar. Perfect for pregame tailgates and parties. Have a business meeting, team, or office party? Reserve the Dakota Center. It holds up to 300 people. Order online at pizzaranch.com for delivery, or circle your wagons and make Pizza Ranch your tailgate place next to USG. The Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Vermillion is proud to support local athletics like USD and the Tanagers. The DQ fall flavors are in, and DQ has great food at great prices. Get a $7 meal deal. Choose from a cheeseburger or 3-piece chicken basket with fries, a drink, and a sundae for only $7. Got an office team party or birthday party? If you want to celebrate, don't bake, buy a DQ cake. And DQ supports the Sanford Children's Network. So after the game, take your team for a thrill to the Dairy Queen Grill and Chill, 905 East Cherry Street, Vermillion, South Dakota.
Truckers, commercial fleet, car owners, when you need a DOT inspection, you need a battery, oil change, diagnostic, or specialized tire service for farm, auto, and heavy equipment, JFI will get your vehicle repaired and washed and back on the road. JFI proudly supports Vermillion Tanagers, the community of Vermillion, in business for nearly 100 years for a reason. JFI is the best, and that's no lie. JFI 1218 Compton Court, Vermillion.
Welcome back to Vermillion Tanagers softball on Vermillion Tanagers YouTube as they get ready to take on the Gayville-Volin Raiders. I'm Michael Schumacher, and from Field 1 at Nygaard Field Complex on the campus of USD. Moved here due to the wet field conditions at Lions Park with the rain overnight. Better field quality here, so they decided just for safety reasons to move it here. We're getting ready to recognize the seniors. It is senior day at for the softball team. The seniors for Vermillion: Mariah Aranda, senior outfielder; Kristen Moser, senior third baseman / second baseman; Reagan Lee, a senior outfielder; Maya Halverson, a senior pitcher and infielder; Madigan Wallen, a senior who plays shortstop and catcher. She'll be playing at Mount Marty next season. Reagan Lee will be playing at Briar Cliff. Isabel Yellowbank, a senior who's a pitcher and a first baseman; Emily Reiser, a senior infielder and catcher; and Rayanna Slattery, a senior outfielder for this Vermillion Tanagers team. As Mr. Settles gets ready to start announcing, I don't know with the wind if you'll be able to hear, so I will kind of introduce them as they go out, but we'll take the Carlson's Body Shop pregame logo off the screen. As you can tell, the wind is quite something. Mariah Randa going to Amarillo College. Kristen Moser. So Kristen Moser, she'll be attending USD to study social work. So Reagan Lee will be heading to Briar Cliff to play softball and is undecided on her major. Maya Halverson is next. So Madigan Wallen is next. She'll be continuing her career at Mount Marty University to study nursing. She'll also play softball there. She was also the recipient of the 5-Star Communications Vermillion Sportscasters Scholarship for the girls athlete in Vermillion. Next is Isabel Yellowbank. Going to study environmental science at Haskell University. Here comes Emily Reiser. Studying nursing at Southeast Technical Community College. And so those are your seniors for this Vermillion Tanager squad. So it's about 3:57, so we will be getting ready to start here shortly, I believe. So a little bit different setup as we are at field number 1 at Nygaard Complex on the campus of USD. Again, this is the Carlson's Body Shop pregame show. We're going to take a quick break, and we should be back ready for our first pitch. I'm Michael Schumacher. This is Vermillion Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank on the Carlson's Body Shop pregame show on Vermillion Tanagers YouTube. We'll be right back.
Are you ready to start a career with an exciting team? Thermobond is looking to add to our team of experts. We offer competitive wages, a positive work environment, and on-the-job training. Thermobond is headquartered in Elk Point, South Dakota, and for over 30 years we've been providing lightweight and precast solutions for multiple industries nationwide. Check us out and see if you'd like to start a new career with us today.
Welcome to Runnings in Vermillion. Shop their great lineup of clothes for women, names like Ariat and Carhartt for men, boots and shoes and kids clothing. Runnings has a large supply of animal food and accessories. Love the outdoors? See the selection of ammo, firearms, and fishing equipment. For everything you need, walk through the doors at Runnings, your home, farm, and outdoor store, Vermillion.
I'm Blaine Olson, owner of Blaine's Body Shop in Vermillion. I grew up here, graduated here, and now have a business here. I'm proud to serve the community that has helped me live this dream. I have top-notch equipment, the latest in training, along with a work ethic and the desire to serve you. Should you need repairs in the future, please remember Blaine's Body Shop across from Polaris on the Highway 50 bypass in Vermillion.
Blaine's Body Shop. Automotive collision repair.
Now online at blainesbodyshop.com.
Get the finest wood in the neighborhood. Down at the lumberyard. Down at the lumberyard.
But it's not just wood at the lumberyard. With a wide variety of quality building materials, the folks at the lumberyard can help you with all of your project needs. Whether it be paint, siding, cabinets, windows, or of course lumber, the lumberyard is ready to help. The best wood in the neighborhood at the lumberyard, 1000 West Cherry Street in Vermillion. Midwest Ready Mix and Clark's Rentals are your locally owned and operated ready mix and rental companies available in both Yankton and Vermillion. The Oshkosh front discharge mixers allow for easy placement of concrete and they're nearly unstoppable. More of a do-it-yourself fan? You can also get all your hand tools, mini excavators, skid steers, aerial lift equipment, and more for any job you need to get done. Choose Midwest Ready Mix and Clark's Rentals as your concrete and rental equipment headquarters of Yankton and Vermillion.
Welcome back to Vermillion Tanagers Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. I'm Michael Schumacher on Vermillion Tanagers on YouTube. For Vermillion, their batting lineup will be Kristen Moser playing short, Dylan Wagner at second, Madigan Wallen catching, Maya Halverson pitching, Quinn Christensen out in left field, batting sixth and playing third base, Madeline Eisenbeis. Batting seventh and playing first, Jenna Peterson. Playing in center and batting eighth is Izzy Richardson. Batting ninth and the designated player, Malia Johnson. Out in right field will be Maya Reagan Lee. So the first pitch from Maya Halverson is a ball. And leading off and playing second is Jolie Westrom. Up this inning for Gayville-Volin will be Jolie Westrom, Paisley Dimmer, and Maya Aiken. So count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. That evens the count at 2-2. Here's the windup coming up from Maya. And the delivery. That's lifted high, but foul and out of play. Count remains 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Jolie Westrom. On deck, Paisley Dimmer, and then Maya Aiken. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That's the first out of the game, first out of the inning. And that brings up Paisley Dimmer. Dimmer will be playing center field today for these Raiders. First pitch straight back. 0-1. And yes, you can tell by the wind, it is windy. That is pretty indicative. Gusting 40, 45, 50. That pitch is low and inside. 1-1. That is high. 2-1. That ball is lifted over to short. You're going to be taking it second by Dylan Wagner. So 2 up, 2 down here in the top half of the first inning. Maya Halverson off to a nice start. That brings up shortstop Maya Aiken. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That is low. 2-0 to Maya. Maya, all conference and all state in both volleyball and basketball. Quickly ahead, 2-0 in the count. Ball's fouled back, 2-1. On deck is first baseman Kendra Beck Waterman. There's the 2-1 pitch, swung on and missed, 2-2. That is in for a call, third strike. And Madigan Wallen did drop it, but does tag her. And so 3 up, 3 down in the top half of the first. No runs, no hits, no errors at the end of half an inning. It's Gayville-Volin nothing. Vermillion's half of the first coming up. We'll be back right after this.
This is your invitation to thrive in Yankton, South Dakota. Nestled on the bluffs of the Missouri River, plenty of outdoor adventures are waiting. Whether you work remote or in a traditional office, we have a spot for you. Quality healthcare, diverse manufacturing, progressive school system, Mount Marty University, and so much more. Explore with family and friends. Let's thrive together.
Starting the first bank in South Dakota was the easy part, earning the confidence of local farmers, helping families account for their dreams, and securing the future for countless businesses took us a little longer. We owe it to the hard workers, big dreamers, and forward thinkers out there. Thank you for making South Dakota a great place to call home.
Welcome back to Vermillion Tanager softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. I'm Michael Schumacher, and Vermillion coming up in the bottom half of the first. Defensively for Gayville-Volin, pitching is Ayla Dimmer. At first is Kendra Beck-Waterman. At second, got two left fielders, so. All right. Here's the first pitch to Kristen Moser. That is chopped on the third baseline, but that is foul. 0-1. So no balls and one strike for Dimmer on Moser. Dimmer with a sub-3 ERA on the season. That one is high, 1-1. That pitch lifted high, foul, and out of play. So 1 ball, 2 strikes on Kristen Moser. Ooh, ball 2 evens the count at 2-2. Again, we're dealing with the most uncomfortable bleachers in the world. That ball chopped down over to short. Fielded by Aiken over to first and get her by half a step. So 1 up, 1 down here in the bottom half of the first inning. Brings up second baseman Dylan Wagner, the left-handed batter. On deck is catcher Madigan Wallen. So Dylan Wagner steps in to face Ayla Dimmer. That ball's low and outside, 1-0. Wagner reaches for that one, makes contact, fouls it off down the third baseline, 1-1. So get the ball back into Dimmer. I have had the chance to interview a lot of these players for this Gayville-Volin Raiders team through volleyball and softball last year and basketball. Ayla, one of those I've interviewed. Here's the pitch. Chopped foul, 1-2. So again, Wagner on the season batting .220, .517 on base percentage. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So 2 up, 2 down here in the bottom half of the first inning. As Ayla Dimmer will now face catcher Madigan Wallen. Again, Madigan, our Vermillion Sportscasters Scholarship Award winner. She'll be going to Mount Marty University in the fall, and she'll be playing softball over there. On deck is pitcher Maya Halverson. Ball 1, 1-0. Also later tonight, Augustana softball will begin their super region play in Edmond, Oklahoma against Central Oklahoma. We did have Grace Glanzer on last week. This morning on At the Mic, we had Desi Cuevas and Andrea Kane. There's a swing and a miss. 0-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That's lifted into left field. That can drop, and that will drop for a hit just off the dirt. That will be a single for Madigan Wallen. So the first base runner for either team is Madigan Wallen. Brings up pitcher Maya Halverson, batting over 500 on the season. And Wallen takes off. Here's the throw down to second, and she will be in safely. So ball 1, 1-0 to Maya. Wallen at second base now. 2 outs, so Wallen can go on contact. The ball's lifted high, but foul. Out of play, 1-1. Pitch is lifted high, foul down the right field line. That will tail out. This wind wreaking havoc with every pitch and every hit into the air. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dimmer looking to get out of the inning. Wallen on second base. On deck is left fielder Quinn Christensen. Here's the wind and delivery. Again, lifted high, foul, and out of play. Hits the netting of the main field where the Coyotes play. Coyotes finished runners-up in the Summit League, championship game. So count remains 1-2 on Maya Halverson. Ayla Dimmer looking to get out of this inning. Halverson put down the Gayville-Volin Raiders in order, 1-2-3 in the top of the first. That is high and inside, evens the count at 2-2. That is low. Wallen down to third, though, and she'll be in safely. So now Wallen at third base. A hit anywhere should score her. A wild pitch might score too. There isn't much of a backstop area, though. So here's the payoff pitch from Dimmer to Halverson. Chopped down the third baseline. Fielded there, but not able to field it in time to get an out. It was going to be a tough play no matter what, so Vermillion is now on top, 1-0 with a runner at first. That brings up left fielder Quinn Christensen. So Chloe Bottleson will be courtesy running for Maya Halverson. Quinn Christensen at bat. Quinn batting .235 on the season, a .669 OPS, .353 slugging. By the way, my Minnesota Twins won their 11th in a row earlier. And Bottleson heading down to second, and she'll be in safely. First pitch to Quinn was a ball, 1-0. That's in for a strike, 1-1. If Vermillion could get a win today, it would go a long way in helping them secure maybe a home game for a SODAK 16 matchup in a week or two, week and a half. That pitch just a little high and outside, 2-1. Strike 2 evens the count at 2-2 on Christensen. So Dimmer looking to get out of this inning, just giving up the 1 run. Here's the 2-2 pitch with Eisenbeiss on deck. Dimmer looks in, winds and delivers. Leaks down the left field line, but that is foul. Hits the top of the dugout. Count remains 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, runner on second, 2 down. Here's the pitch. Chop foul. Count remains 2-2. So we will be in Hartford on Monday as the Tanagers take on West Central. Foul tipped, and that's right into the glove. And that will be the 3rd out of the inning. But in the inning, 1 run, 2 hits. Where's One runner left on base at the end of one. It's Vermillion 1, Gayville-Volin nothing. We head into the second inning. Oh, now it's on the Mesaba scoreboard. This is Tanager softball brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. This time out brought to you by Fast Auto Glass.
If you want somebody to come into your home and fix everything right the first time, look professional, act professional, treat you with respect, you got to call Kaylin's. When they come in, I feel that they want to be there. I feel that they want to help me.
You know, they put on the little booties over their shoes. They had canvas from the garage door all the way down to walk on. They left the furnace room in the basement probably cleaner than it was when they came in.
They just do customer service very well. I would recommend Kaylin's to anyone.
Fuller Digital Solutions started small, but now we're growing as FDS provides live streaming coverage for over 20 schools across 3 different states on our Fuller Digital Solutions YouTube channel. Subscribe to get notified when we go live for your school events. Big events are captured live, and your business can get noticed with advertising during our live streams. Local talent and camera operators are encouraged to contact us too for future employment. No experience necessary. We will train. For information about advertising or working with Fuller Digital Solutions, email us and follow us on Facebook.
Welcome back to Vermillion Tanager softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. The first pitch to Kendra Beck-Waterman is swung on and missed. Strike one, 0-1. That ball's lifted into right field. Reagan Lee going over. That will be foul and out of play. Looked fair when it went off the bat, but this wind is just wreaking havoc. Beck-Waterman batting .531 on the season with a .635 on-base percentage, slugging .1102, 1737 OPS. So if Maya can get a nice out here, that would be huge. 0-2, she's ahead. That one's in the dirt, 1-2. High, 2-2. Nice job by Beck-Waterman to hold off on that one. That one lifted over to second, just over the head of Dylan Wagner, right in front of Reagan Lee. So that is a single for Kendra Beck-Waterman. Runner on first, brings up Teresa Stockman. That pitch is a little bit low. Here's a throw down to second. Ooh, not in time. So runner now at second base. Count is 1-0 on Stockman. On deck is pitcher Ayla Dimmer. That one gets past Wallen. So 2-0 now with a runner at third. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That a little bit low, 3-0. That's chopped between first and second. That will score a run as Beck-Waterman comes across. And Stockman has a single. Back-to-back singles by Gayville-Volin ties it up at 1. That brings up pitcher Ayla Dimmer. Dimmer on the season batting .341. That pitch is low. And Stockman will be tagged out trying to steal second. Nice throw by Wallen. Nice recovery by Kristen Moser. And so now no runners on and one down. First pitch was a strike, 0-1 to Dimmer. On deck is Tanaya Pacheco. Now that pitch is out of the zone, 1-1. Pitch is lifted into center field. Going over is Izzy Richardson and making the catch. So Izzy Richardson with the catch out in center field. Izzy playing some nice defense lately. And starting to hit a little bit too, so now 2 down. Nobody on for Tanea Pacheco. Tanea Pacheco playing third base. Batting .405 on the season. That pitch is in for a strike, 0-1. Swung on and missed. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So in the inning, Gayville-Volin does get 1 run on 2 hits, no errors. Nobody left on base at the end of an inning and a half. It's Vermillion 1, Gayville-Volin 1. The bottom half of the second coming up. We'll be back after these messages from our Vermillion sportscasters. This is Vermillion Tanagers Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
Clay County Abstract and Title Company has a complex job that boils down to something very simple: helping you purchase your dream with confidence. When investing in a new home, a new site for your business, or piece of property, you want peace of mind that the property is truly yours. Clay County Abstract and Title Company has been doing just that since 1946. Clay County Abstract and Title Company, proud supporters of Vermillion activities and proud to be a part of your dreams come true.
Welcome back to Vermillion Tanagers Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. Leading off this inning for Vermillion, it's Madeline Eisenbeis, followed by Jenna Peterson and Izzy Richardson. Pitch is a little high, 1-0. Strike 1, 1-1. That is high, 2-1. Pitch is lifted high but foul, 2-2. So Eisenbeis 2-2. On the season, Eisenbeis batting .219. That one's chopped down the third baseline, fielded cleanly. Here's the throw to first in time to get Eisenbeis. So 1 up, 1 down here in the bottom half of the second. On the Masaba scoreboard, Vermillion and Gayville-Volin are tied at 1. That'll bring up first baseman Jenna Peterson. On deck, center fielder Izzy Richardson. Pitch is lifted high, but foul and out of play, 0-1. Dimmer winds and delivers. That pitch is lifted high, but foul, 0-2. 0-2 pitch to Peterson. Swung on and missed for strike 3. That is Dimmer's third strikeout of the game. And that brings up center fielder Izzy Richardson, who made a nice play in the outfield in the top half of this inning. Swing and a miss, strike 1, 0-1. Ball 1, 1-1. Feels like Dimmer's finding her groove here. Ball 2, 2-1. Ball's chopped down the third base line. Here's the throw to first, and that will not get Izzy. So Richardson now at first. 2 down. With Malia Johnson now up. Designated player. Or designated hitter. She's batting for Reagan Lee, who plays right field. Ball's chopped down third base line. There'll be a play at second. Oh, and they just get Richardson at second. So the fielder's choice leads to the third out of the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base. At the end of 2, it's Vermillion 1, Gayville-Volin 1 on the Masaba scoreboard. This is Vermillion Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
Candice Couture is your complete women's lingerie shop. Bras, underwear, PJs, loungewear, swimwear, sports bras, activewear, and much, much more. Small to 3 extra large and over 200 different sizes of bras. AA to O cup bands 28 to 56 in store. Candice Couture, 17 West Main Street.
Slumberland Furniture in Yankton, the place to shop for your next new mattress. Find brands like Stearns & Foster, Nectar, and the hottest selling mattress, Purple, measured for your comfort and a dream-laden night's sleep. There's the new Adapt by Tempur-Pedic as well. Slumberland Furniture has Flex Steel furniture too, comfy and classy. That's Slumberland Furniture, 2401 Broadway, Yankton.
Welcome back to Vermillion Tanagers Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. I'm Michael Schumacher from Field 1 at Nygaard Softball Complex. Batting this inning for Gayville-Volin will be Haley Adams, Eliza Westrom, and Jolie Westrom. Here's the first pitch from Halverson. That's just a little bit low, 1-0. Swing and a miss. Strike 1, 1-1. Adams batting .294 on the season. Two and 1. Low and outside, 3-1. Ball 4, and Adams is aboard via a walk. So now with the runner at first, that brings up Eliza Westrom. Westrom batting .297 on the season. First pitch is low, 1-0. A ball lifted into shallow right center field. Fielded there by Lee, and she gets it in. Adams couldn't take off because she wasn't sure if it was going to get caught, but it was caught. It was fielded in such shallow right field that she was then taken out at a force at second base. So now with the runner still at first, but now one down, brings up the top of the order and Jolie Westrom. Pitch does get past Madigan. Eliza wasn't sure if she could advance on that. So 2 balls, no strikes on Jolie Westrom. On deck, Paisley Dimmer. Pitch a little bit low, 3-0. That's in for a strike, 3-1. Ball 4. That's the second walk of the inning. Puts runners at first and second with 1 down. And that brings up Paisley Dimmer. Dimmer flew out to second base in the first inning. On deck is shortstop Maya Aiken. First pitch just a little high, 1-0. So 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out, 2 on. Here's the pitch. Chopped down the third base line. Through. And there's going to be a... Nope. They're going to get the runner who overran second, but a run does score as Eliza Westrom's able to come across. Jolie Westrom is taken out, and Dimmer has a single. So now with 2 down and a runner on first, Gayville-Volin has their first lead of the game at 2-1. Brings up Maya Aiken. So there's the discussion here. So Madigan Wallen's going to go out to talk to Halverson, and there's going to be an infield meeting. Right now, both Dimmer and Westrom are still on their respective bases. Dimmer at first, Westrom on second. Westrom was tagged out on a throw. I'm not quite sure what the discussion is. Yeah, there's talk that it could be a dead ball, that they might have been a dead ball. I'm not quite sure. I didn't see anything called like that. All right, so nope, it is 2 down now. Runner at first, and Maya Aiken at bat. Swing and a foul tip. 0-1 on Aiken. Aiken has quite the bat on her. Now she 0-1 so far, but a really good at-bat. Maya Aiken, one of the heavy hitters for this team, batting 500 with an 1427 OPS. That is ball 1, 1-1. Again, Gayville-Volin, one of the top 5 teams in Class B. Vermillion, a top 10 in Class A. There's a throw down to first by Wallen, not in time. But Vermillion playing a little better than maybe that 10th seed appears. They've taken Madison to the final inning, 1-run losses to top 6 Madison both times this season. This ball is hit down the right field line. That will just be out of play. Moves the count to 2-2. And there's a ball 3, full count on Maya Aiken. Maya has already walked 2 this inning. She's been able to get away with most of it. 1 run has scored, but she'd love to not walk another. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that is the 3rd out of the inning. But in the inning for Gayville-Volin, 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on at the end of 2.5 innings of play. On the Masaba scoreboard, it is Gayville-Volin 2, Vermillion 1. We'll be back with the bottom half of the 3rd after these messages from our Vermillion sportscasters. This is Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
Todd's Electric, your full-service electrical contracting company. Todd's Electric services residential, commercial, agricultural, and industrial customers. From the simplest service call to the most complex design build project, Todd's Electric has the expertise to do it right. Call Todd's Electric for all your electrical needs. Todd's Electric, helping you control all things electric. Except for lightning. Todd's Electric. Go Tanagers!
Welcome back to Vermillion Tanager Softball as we head into the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Vermillion trailing 2-1. This is the first time they've been trailing today. Batting this inning for Vermillion will be Kristen Moser, Dylan Wagner, and Madigan Wallen. Here's the first pitch from Ayla Dimmer. That is high, 1-0. Reminder, we will be in Hartford on Monday as Tanagers take on West Central. That will be a 5 o'clock game on Monday. That's hit high, but that's going to tail just out of the reach. Not out of play, but just out of the reach as it tailed closer and closer to that fence. So 1 ball, 1 strike on Moser. And then next Thursday will be in Parkston as Vermillion will take on Parkston. So 1 ball, 1 strike to the first batter of the inning, Kristen Moser. Here's Dimmer's pitch. That's lifted high into left center field. Will somebody be able to get underneath it? And they do. Paisley Dimmer is able to get underneath that for the first out of the inning. So 1 up, 1 down here in the bottom half of the 3rd. Brings up Dylan Wagner. Wagner struck out her first time up here on Senior Day. The left-handed batting Wagner gets a hold of that one, but hits it foul down the 3rd base line, 0-1. And next Tuesday, not quite sure, Vermillion baseball will be playing in regions. That has not been announced who they'll play or when or where, but that one is also knocked foul down the 3rd base line, 0-2. But wherever it is, we will be there. They are currently the 3rd seeded team in Region 1 behind Elk Point Jefferson in 2nd and Parkston Ethan in 1st. That ball chopped foul again. Count remains 0-2. As you can probably hear, it is a windy day out here at the USD Softball Complex. Game was moved here from Lions Park due to the field conditions from the rain. Much needed rain, but beautiful day out here. Fouled off again. Odd little bleachers at this field, though. Nothing, they're not like full height, so you're kind of like squatted. Your knees are in your chest a little bit, so we'll see if I can walk afterwards. But here's the 0-2 pitch coming up with 1 down and time is called by the umpire. He wants to go talk to Ayla about something. So 0-2. Wagner's fouled off a couple here. That ball fouled off again. Count remains 0-2. So count remains 0-2. Wagner's fouled off 5 pitches. Here's pitch number 6. That one's chopped down the third baseline. Wagner hustling down the first baseline, and she will be safe. An infield single for Dylan Wagner. Good movement there. Nice hustle by the Tanager. So that's the 4th hit of the game, and that brings up Madigan Wallen. Wallen singled her first time up, eventually came around to score. That pitch is lifted high, foul and out of play. That's going to land over on the main field. 0-1. So really hitting the ball in the air is not the optimal thing unless you can really get it where they ain't, because they're all going foul. So no balls, 1 strike to Madigan Wallen. Here's the pitch from Dimmer. That's chopped right up the middle. And that will eke through. Wagner does not hesitate at second, and she will be into third. And Madigan Wallen in with a double at second. So now runners at second and third with 1 down for Maya Halverson. Vermillion has something cooking here. So Coach Budmeyer talking to the umpire. I don't know if somebody's going to run for Madigan. I mean, Madigan's a pretty heady base runner with some good speed, but it does look like there is going to be a courtesy runner for Madigan. Looks like it's number 10, Piper O'Connor. Yep, number 10, Piper O'Connor will be the courtesy runner. So runners at second and third. Ayla, first pitch to Maya is out of the zone, 1-0. So Vermillion hoping to tie it up, maybe take the lead here. That pitch is out of the zone, 2-0. That pitch is lifted into center field, and that will get over the head of Dimmer out there. Halverson will be at second, and that will be a 2-run double for Maya Halverson. That makes the score now 3-2 in favor of Vermillion. And so that brings up left fielder Quinn Christensen. Chloe Bottleson will run for Maya as a courtesy runner for the pitcher. So still 1 down, now a runner on second. So Dimmer, here's the pitch. The bunt attempt by Christensen fouled off. 0-1. So here's the 1-0 pitch, or 0-1 pitch, and that is in for a strike, 0-2. So doubtful that the bunt would still be on with 2 strikes. This wind is not letting up at all. And here's Ayla's pitch. She looks in, winds, and delivers. That is low, 1-2. Ball fouled down the first base line. Count remains 1-2. Bottleson still at second. As Vermillion now leads 3-2 on the Masaba scoreboard. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So that'll be 2 down here in the bottom half of the third inning. Dimmer now with 4 strikeouts. And that'll bring up third baseman Madeline Eisenbeiss. Eisenbeiss looks down to Coach Budmeyer to get the sign. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. 0-1. So Dimmer looking to get out of this inning with just the 2 runs given up. That pitch lifted high down the right field line. Just out of play. Count moves to 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch with 2 down and a runner on second. Dimmer looks in, winds, delivers, and that is high. 1-2. On deck is first baseman Jenna Peterson. That's lifted high down the left field line, but that will tail foul. Count remains 0-2. 1-2. Eisenbeiss hoping she can straighten that one out just a little bit. Dimmer looking to get out of the inning. Fouled straight back. Count remains 1-2. One-two pitch is high. 2-2. So it is 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner on base number 2 with 2 down. Ball's lifted high. That's in play. Bai will make the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. So nice play by Caden Bai, but 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, 1 runner left on base. At the end of 3, it is Vermillion 3, Gayville-Volin 2 on the Masaba scoreboard. We'll be back with more action after these messages from our Vermillion sportscasters. This is Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
Wanting a specialist without leaving town? We've got you covered. Our clinic offers specialists for the health and wellness of your family. From pediatricians to OBGYNs, plus primary care. You can find it all at Vermillion Medical Clinic. So much care, so close to home.
If you're looking for the perfect fit, Vermillion Vision Care Associates fits like the right pair of glasses. Vision Care Associates has its roots in family eye care, and the doctors are well known for being primary eye care providers. With the ability to treat and diagnose a variety of settings, Vermillion Vision Care Associates is the right fit for you. Plus, they can fit you into a new pair of glasses, sunglasses, or contacts that feel just right. With continuing education, see the best doctors at Vermillion Vision Care Associates.
Welcome back to Vermillion Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. That timeout brought to you by Murph's Appliance on Main Street in Vermillion. All right, batting this inning for Gayville-Volin will be Kendra Beck Waterman, Teresa Stockman, and Ayla Dimmer. First pitch to Beck Waterman, fouled off, 0-1. So again, Gayville-Volin will be playing Alcester Hudson on Monday in Gayville-Volin. That's fouled off. No play on that. 0-2. And if you would like to just call the game, if you think you could, I believe we can have Tristan Nelson there to run the equipment for you. We would just need you to call the game. If you think that's something you'd want to do, give me a call, 605-661-5858. That pitch is high, 1-2. That's going to be a battle between two top 5 Class B teams. Both teams have made the state tournament both years of the softball tournament as it's been a sanctioned sport. That ball's in the dirt, 2-2. And we've had the chance to cover both of them, so boy, that'd be fun. But I have a game, as I've said, in Hartford, and Zach Spear will be covering Yankton Gazelles as they take on T Area Titans in Yankton. Here's the 2-2 pitch coming from Maya Halverson. Low and inside, full count, 3-2. Pitch is lifted high into center field. Richardson going back, and Izzy Richardson makes the catch. Izzy Richardson, she's been a designated player in center field all season long, doing some really nice work out there, but her bat is actually catching up with her defense. So 1 up, 1 down. Richardson is going to be quite a player as a freshman for this Tanager team. 3 years of development. She could be something special. Here's the first pitch to Stockman. That's in for a strike, 0-1. Fouled straight back, 0-2. That ball is in the dirt, 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Stockman with Dimmer on deck. 1 down here in the top half of the 4th. That is fouled off. Count remains 1-2. So another 1-2 pitch from Halverson coming up. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Ball was in the dirt. There's a throw down to first for the second out of the inning. So that brings up pitcher Ayla Dimmer. She flew out to center her last time up. That is Maya Halverson's 5th strikeout of the game. Fouled off, 0-1. Tania Pacheco, the third baseman, is on deck. Fouled back, 0-2. So no balls, 2 strikes. That ball is just outside, 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Maya Halverson looking to have a 1-2-3 inning. She'd love to have that. That is low, 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out here in the top of the 4th. That is high, full count. So 3-2. Ooh, just outside of the zone. That is a walk that puts Dimmer on first, brings up Pacheco. So Tania Pacheco Last time up, struck out. On deck is Haley Adams. Fouled straight back, 0-1. Ball's hit right up the middle, caught by Halverson. Over to first for the final out of the, I think it was caught by Halverson though. Pretty sure that wasn't hit off the ground. So in the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, one runner left on base. At the end of 3.5, it is Vermillion 3, Gayville-Volin 2. We'll be back with the bottom half of the fourth inning. Again, Vermillion leads 3-2 on the Mesaba scoreboard. This is Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new home for your family, you want to sell your existing home, or you're a student looking to rent an apartment, Dakota Realty and Property Management can fit your needs. Being locally owned and with over 150 years of combined experience, they are the experts at helping you find your new home. Go to Dakota Realty and Property Management because they like what they do. Dakota Realty is a proud supporter of Vermillion Athletics. Dakota Realty and Property Management, located at 125 East Cherry Street, Vermillion.
Welcome back to Vermillion Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. I'm Michael Schumacher from the USD Softball Complex on the USD campus. We are bringing you Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota. Heading into the bottom half of the fourth inning, Vermillion 3, Gayville-Volin 2 on the Mesaba scoreboard. First pitch to Peterson, hit over to second. It's going to be a play at first, and they do get her by about a step and a half. So, quick 4-3 put out on one pitch, one up, one down. That brings up Izzy Richardson, who made a nice play in the outfield in the top of the inning. And then Malia Johnson. Izzy hits that down over to short. And Aiken is able to pick that up, make the play. So on two pitches, 2 outs for Ayla Dimmer. Brings up Malia Johnson, the designated player. On deck is shortstop Kristen Moser. First pitch inside and low, 1-0. Pitch chopped right up the middle back to Dimmer. Dimmer over to back to Waterman, and that will be the third out of the inning. So, in the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, 3 up, 3 down. After 4 on the Mesaba scoreboard, Vermillion leads 3-2. Gayville-Volin comes up here in the top half of the fifth. This is Vermillion Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
Remember the Perks card from Pump and Pack? Well, guess what? There's an addition, not just a card, it's an app. The Pump and Perks app and the Pump and Perks card from Pump and Pack, Vermillion. Just go to their Facebook page, Pump and Pack, and scan the QR code and you're in. Or go to the store, Pump and Pack, and get the card. Then download the app. Each one does the same thing. Like give you 5 cents off per gallon every day, except for Sunday, it's doubled with the Perks card from Pump and Pack, Vermillion.
Welcome back to Vermillion Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. That timeout was brought to you by Murph's Appliance on Main Street in Vermillion. Batting here in the top half of the fifth inning for Gayville-Volin will be Haley Adams, Eliza Westrom, and Jolie Westrom. First pitch, strike one, 0-1. Adams walked her first time up. Swing and a miss, strike 2, 0-2. So here's the pitch from Halverson to Adams, just outside 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out here in the top half of the 5th. 3-2 Vermillion leads. That ball chopped foul. One-two pitch, swung on and missed. Strike 3. So 1 up, 1 down here in the top half of the 5th. That's Maya Halverson's 6th strikeout. That brings up Eliza Westrom, who reached on a fielder's choice back in the 3rd inning. Westrom fouls that off. 0-1. On deck is left fielder Jolie Westrom. Here's the 0-1 pitch, fouled off. 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch to Eliza Westrom. Just a little high, 1-2. So again, Tanagers with 2 more games next week. Parkston and West Central will cover both of those. Swing and a miss for strike 3. And Tanager Baseball will also have a game. So Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, we will have Vermillion Tanager coverage here on Vermillion Tanagers on YouTube. Now with 2 down, that brings up left fielder Jolie Westrom, who has walked and struck out 0 for 1 on the day. Swing and a miss, strike 1, 0-1. That ball's in the dirt, 1-1. So Halverson looks in, winds and delivers. Low and outside, 2-1. Again, beautiful complex over at the Lillibridge Track Complex. The Summit League Championships are taking part. And that is a strike, evens the count at 2-2. So a lot of activity happening. Summit League, some of the best in mid-major track and field. And USD, one of the best in the Summit League. So here's the 2-2 pitch with 2 down. That is in for a called strike 3. That is an old-fashioned snapper. Mow 'em down inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on. 3 straight strikeouts for Maya Halverson. As we head into the bottom half of the 5th inning, Vermillion leads on the Mesaba scoreboard, 3-2. This is Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
Nice.
Maytag appreciates a compliment, but this Maytag washer isn't just eye candy.
Wow.
Inside, it's got the capacity and power to handle even the mightiest loads.
I love this.
Yeah, she's a beaut.
It's a he.
How do you know?
Don't worry about it.
Find Maytag products and the industry's best appliances at your local dealer. Murph's Appliance, downtown Vermillion.
Welcome back to Vermillion Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. That timeout was brought to you by Fast Auto Glass and Murph's Appliance on Main Street in Vermillion. All right, batting this inning for Vermillion, Kristen Moser, Dylan Wagner, and Madigan Wallen. First pitch to Moser, fouled off, 0-1. Just a reminder, Augustana Softball begins Super Regions tonight down in Edmond, Oklahoma. They'll take on Central Oklahoma. I had on Desi Cuevas and Andrea Kane on my show this morning. We'll replay that tomorrow as well. Here's a 0-1 pitch from Dimmer to Moser, and that is high, 1-1. Augustana, one of the best D2 softball programs out there in the NSIC especially. And they have a 1-2 punch of Grace Glanzer and Lexi Landers, so excited to see them doing well. Here's the 1-1 pitch, lifted high, foul, and out of play, 1-2. So it'll be Moser, Wagner, and Wallen facing Ayla Dimmer. 3-2, a great game so far. Vermillion would love to get another run or two. That ball chopped down to Maya Aiken at short, and that will get passed into left field. That will be a single for Kristen Moser. That'll be the 7th hit of the game for the Tanagers. That brings up second baseman Dylan Wagner. Has struck out in the first and singled in the third. Singled and eventually scored in the third. That is lifted over to Aiken at short. Gets the lead runner at second. Gets Moser at second. Nice quick play by Aiken. So Wagner is aboard via fielder's choice. Now one down for Madigan Wallen. Wallen has singled and doubled. She's a triple and home run away from the cycle. Then Halverson is on deck, who is also singled and doubled. That first pitch is a ball, 1-0. I want to thank Zach Spear for covering the Tanagers for the last couple of games for me, since baseball and softball were at the same time. So he was able to cover the Yankton game, which he covers anyhow, so that worked out well. Then he was in Madison for the Tanagers and Madison Bulldogs. So I definitely want to thank him for covering that, allowing us to give the best coverage possible for Vermillion Athletics. So 2 balls, no strikes to Madigan Wallen. Again, he'll be covering T area and on Monday in Yankton. That's in for a strike, 2-1. And he and I will be covering South Central League Baseball this summer, and we might try to find a couple of other people to pick up a few of those. Swing and a miss, strike 2, evens the count at 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 on, 1 out here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. And the umpire wants to just clean off home plate. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 on, 1 out here in the bottom half of the 5th. Vermillion looking to try to get an extra run. That's lifted high, foul, and out of play. That's lifted into center field, and that will be caught out there. And here's a throw to first, and that will not be in time. Nice job by Wallen, but a great job out there by Paisley Dimmer to make the adjustment with the wind. So now 2 down and a runner on first. That brings up Maya Halverson, the pitcher, who would love to get herself an insurance run here. That pitch is high, and Wagner down to second, and she'll be in safely. So ball 1 to Maya Halverson. Wagner now on second. That's lifted into left field. And Wagner's going to round third. She's coming home. And she's going to score on that single. Boy, that stolen base by Wagner is huge. That put her into scoring position on that single by Halverson. So all of a sudden, now it's 4-2 in favor of the Tanagers on the Mesaba scoreboard. So running for Maya Halverson will be Chloe Bodolfson. And that brings up left fielder Quinn Christensen. And Christensen offered a bunt, 0-1. That one's lifted over the head of Aiken, and Bottleson rounds second. She's heading to third. She's going to go home. Will there be a play at the plate? No! On the double by Quinn Christensen. Chloe Bottleson running for Halverson scores, and Vermillion now leads 5-2 on the Musaba scoreboard. Again, this is Tanager softball brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. Vermillion now has 9 hits on the game. That brings up third baseman Madeline Eisenbeis. That ball chopped over to second. There's going to be a play at first, and that will do it. That'll be the third out of the inning. But what an inning for Vermillion. 2 runs. 2 runs on 2 hits. No errors. 1 runner left on base. At the end of 5, it's Vermillion 5 and Gayville-Volin 2 on the Musaba scoreboard. This is Tanager softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
Interior technicians.
Jerry, baby, I got a great idea for your next commercial. You're in a jungle with a dinosaur, looking for an outlet for your vacuum.
A dinosaur? No, I said Intech has over 30 years of commercial cleaning. You know, like office buildings, ensuring happy visitors and a healthy workforce.
Commercial buildings? I think I can work with that, Jerry. I'm gonna make you a star.
Oh my goodness. When you need it clean, call the Intech team.
Welcome back to Vermillion Tanager softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank as we head into the 6th inning. Vermillion leads Gayville-Volin by a score of 5-2. Batting this inning for Gayville-Volin will be Paisley Dimmer, Maya Aiken, and Kendra Beck-Waterman. Dimmer made a nice play out in center field last inning. See if she can continue that on the offensive side. Here's the first pitch from Halverson, lifted high. That's going down the first baseline, and that will just go out of play. 0-1. That's in for strike, 0-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3. So 1 up, 1 down here in the top half of the 6th inning. That is Maya's 9th strikeout of the game. First pitch to Maya Aiken is low, 1-0. Ball 2, 2-0. So on deck is Kendra Beck-Waterman. Right now 5-2 in favor of Vermillion. Maya Halverson pitching well. Ball 3, 3-0. There's the 3-0 pitch from Halverson to Aiken. That's ball 4. 4-pitch walk on Maya puts a runner at first. That brings up Kendra Beck-Waterman, first baseman. On deck, left fielder Teresa Stockman. That's in for a strike, 0-1. So Maya Halverson gets the first pitch to Beck-Waterman across for a strike, 0-1. One down and one on here in the top half of the sixth. Pitch is a little bit low, 1-1. Two and one. That is high. Ball 3, 3-1 to Kendra Beck-Waterman. Waterman has singled and flown out to center field. Halverson looking to avoid walking her second batter in a row. That is strike two. Full count. 3-2 to Beck-Waterman. So runner at first in the form of Maya Aiken. Kendra Beck-Waterman up 3-2. Halverson looks in. Here's the pitch. Fouled straight back into the fence. Count remains 3-2. Again, defensively for Vermillion, it's Madigan Wallen behind the plate. Maya Halverson pitching. Jenna Peterson at first. Dylan Wagner at second. Kristen Moser at short, and Madeline Eisenbeis at third. Izzy Richardson out in second. Reagan Lee in right field and left field. For Vermillion is Quinn Christensen, and that is a called third strike on Kendra Beck-Waterman. Maya Halverson in double digits now for strikeouts, and that brings up left fielder Teresa Stockman with Ayla Dimmer on deck. That's out of the zone, 1-0. That scorched into right center field. That's going to reach the fence. Richardson grabs it. One run is going to score. Teresa Stockman at third, and she's going to hold up there with a triple for Teresa Stockman. Makes the score 5-3. It's now 5-3 on the Mesaba scoreboard. That brings up pitcher Ayla Dimmer. Dimmer has flown out to center and walked. Pitch is high, 1-0. That's in for a strike, 1-1. So 2 down, 1 ball, 1 strike, runner on third, and Stockman 1 run across this inning. 5-3 lead for Vermillion. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Maya. Lifted high but foul. Makes the count 1-2. So Halverson looking to get out of the inning with just the 1 run scored, but a runner just on third base. Ooh, just out of the zone. 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 1 on here in the top half of the sixth. Halverson looks in. Dimmer awaits. Ooh, low, 3-2. Man, that did not miss by much. Full count. That ball's chopped down the third baseline, fielded by Eisenbeis. No! And that will be an error on Eisenbeis. And another run will score. It's now 5-4 in favor of Vermillion. With a runner at first, Gayville-Volin rallying here in the sixth. Tanea Pacheco, the third baseman, is up. First pitch gets past Wallin. And Dimmer will make it down to second base. So ball one, 1-0. Ball's high, 2-0. Coach Budmeyer wants to take a quick timeout to talk to Halverson, bring the infield in. We'll take a quick timeout as well, brought to you by Murph's Appliance on Main Street in Vermillion.
Hey kids, it's never too early to start planning for your future. Did you know Masaba provides scholarships and tuition assistance? They are committed to your success, offering engineering, drafting, and welding opportunities, plus scholarships, job shadowing, and mentorship programs. Learn more at masabainc.com/careers. When I grow up, I want to work at Masaba.
Masaba Manufacturing, unlock your future and rock with us.
Welcome back to Vermillion Tanagers softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. That timeout was brought to you by Murph's Appliance on Main Street in Vermillion. Next pitch to Pacheco is high, 3-0. First real inning that has seen Maya Halverson struggle. We'll see if she can work her way out. 2 runs have come across. That's in for a strike, 3-1. That's in for a strike. 3-2. Here's the full count. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So 3 strikeouts that inning. That's 11 strikeouts on the game for Halverson, but in the inning, 2 runs on 1 hit, 1 error, 1 runner left on base. At the end of 5.5, it is Vermillion 5, at the end of 5.5, it's Vermillion 5, Gayville-Volin 4. We'll be back with the bottom half of the 7th inning after these messages from our Vermillion sportscasters. This is Vermillion Tanagers softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
At Voyage Federal Credit Union, we believe in giving back to the community that supports us. That's why our employees make it a priority to volunteer their time and talents to make a difference. Whether it's improving local causes, fighting hunger, or supporting our local zoo, our team is dedicated to making a positive impact in the lives of those around us. We're more than just a financial institution. We're a part of the community, working together to make it a better place for everyone. Your community, your credit union. Voyage Federal Credit Union.
Welcome back to Vermillion Tanagers softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. First pitch to Jenna Peterson was a ball. Second pitch in for a strike. 1-1 from Ayla Dimmer. He is admonishing the crowd. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Jenna Peterson. As the dust comes rolling in. That ball chopped up the middle. Too short. Fielded by Aiken. Throw over to first. Not in time. That is low. Not sure if it would have gotten her either way, but either way, Jenna Peterson is on first. So that brings up center fielder Izzy Richardson, as I believe we will be having a courtesy runner. Pinch runner will be number 6, Emily Emerson. Pinch runner. We'll see if Jenna Peterson has the ability to return. I do know that is an option. So, stepping in will be center fielder Izzy Richardson. On deck is designated player Malia Johnson. That's lifted into left field, and that will be caught! Be caught! Oh my goodness! Nice job by Jolie Westrom out in left field. Teresa Stockman with a great diving catch out in left field. So Emerson had to skedaddle back to first base. That'll bring up Malia Johnson. Chopped up the middle. Oh! So out at second, as Aiken was able to recover that. But safe at first, so Johnson is safe on a fielder's choice. So runners at first now with 2 down. For Kristen Moser. Swing and a miss, strike 1, 0-1. That's lifted into right field. Going back, and no, not able to make the play was Allie Westrom, so 1 run will score. So Johnson scores, and Moser on senior day gets a triple. And that'll make the score 6-4 on the Mesaba scoreboard. And that'll bring up second baseman Dylan Wagner, who has singled and reached on the fielder's choice and struck out 1 for 3 on the day. Pitch is a little low and outside, 1-0. That ball is low and in the dirt. So no ball, 2 balls, no strikes. That ball's chopped over to second, fielded cleanly, throw over to first just in time to get the third out of the inning. But in the inning, Vermillion does score a run. They score 1 run on 2 hits. No errors, 1 runner left on base. At the end of 6, it's Vermillion 6, Gayville-Volin 4. We'll be back with the 7th inning after these messages from our Vermillion sportscasters. Tanager Softball brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
Jordan Kirkman here from downtown Vermillion's American Family Insurance Office. We love being part of the community and want to help with your insurance needs. So stop in today and see me, Jordan Kirkman, sales specialist with Buchelman & Associates, located at 112 West Main Street, or call 605-624-2025. And if you're in Yankton, be sure to stop by our new office there as well. Go Tanagers and go Yotes.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
If you're considering a new roof, you want to put your roof in the hands of Dave's Roofing. Dave's Roofing specializes in residential roofing and has over 10 years of experience. Dave's Roofing covers any job from a 60 to 80 mile radius of Sioux City and has a 10-man crew that completes most jobs in one day. Dave's Roofing will make sure the cleanup job is done right afterwards too. And the products installed are impact rated and eligible for homeowners insurance discounts. Look up Dave's Roofing on Facebook and check out the work that's been done and customer testimonials.
Welcome back to Vermillion Tanagers softball, as we now have batting for Gayville-Volin. You have Nevaeh Hauger, senior for this Gayville-Volin Raiders team. First pitch swung on and missed, 0-1. Fouled off, out of play, 0-2. Hauger on the season, batting .345. That one's grounded over to third, fielded by Eisenbeis. Throw to first, gets past Peterson, and that will be an error on Eisenbeis. Vermillion's second error of the game. So now a runner on first, and that will bring up Eliza Westrom. So I think they're going to run for Hauger. All right, Kaylee Wibben, the freshman, will be running for Nevaeh Hauger. So Kaylee Wibben now at first. Brings up Eliza Westrom. So there's going to be a quick meeting here. So Malia Johnson is now out playing at second. So it looks like you have Malia Johnson now at second. Jenna Peterson still at first. Dylan Wagner, I think, moves to short, and Kristen Moser over to third. So I believe Eisenbeis is now out of the game. So that's kind of your defensive lineup alignment right now. It'll be Jenna Peterson at first, Malia Johnson at second, Dylan Wagner at short, Kristen Moser at third. Madeline Eisenbeis has come out of the game. Reagan Lee, Izzy Richardson, and Quinn Christensen still patrolling the outfield. So with a runner on first and nobody out, first pitch is outside, 1-0 to Eliza Westrom. Vermillion leads 6-4. Here in the top half of the seventh, Gayville-Volin needs to score 2 runs to continue the game. Fouled straight back, 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 2, 1-2. That ball is laced down the left field line, but that is foul. Count remains 1-2. So here's the 1-2 pitch coming. from Maya Halverson to Allie Westrom. It's lifted high into shallow left field. Izzy Richardson unable to make the play. That's a single. Wibben ends up at second. She almost overran it. Izzy Richardson tried to make a pretty decent play, but could not quite get there. So, now with nobody out, runners at first and second. That brings up left fielder Jolie Westrom. Swing and a miss. Strike one, 0-1. Center fielder Paisley Dimmer is on deck. Ball's just a little bit low, 1-1. Swing and a miss, strike two, 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out, nobody, 2 on, nobody out. That is in for called strike 3. So that's a big out for Maya Halverson and these Vermillion Tanagers. So with 2 on at runners at first and second, that brings up Paisley Dimmer, who has singled 1 for 3 today. Struck out and popped out to second. On deck is shortstop Maya Aiken. First pitch is high, 1-0. That one's a little bit low, 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes on Paisley Dimmer. That's in for a strike, 2-1. So here's the 2-1 pitch. That is low, 3-1. Walk here loads the bases for Maya Aiken. So 3 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. That's in for a strike. Full count. Payoff pitch coming up with runners on first and second, 1 down here in the top half of the 7th inning. Vermillion leading on the Mesaba scoreboard, 6-4. Halverson looks in, toes the rubber, winds and delivers. Fouled straight back. Count remains 3-2. So again, payoff pitch coming up, 3-2. Oh, ball 4 just out of the zone. Paisley Dimmer gets a walk, and bases are now loaded for Maya Aiken. Aiken on the day, 2 strikeouts and a walk, but on the season, Aiken is batting, coming into this game, .500 with 2 home runs, 3 triples. So Coach Selchert talking to the umpire. So a force at every base, bases loaded, 1 down. First pitch to Aiken is a ball, 1-0. Ball's low, 2-0. So 2 balls, no strikes. That ball's laced just under the glove of Dylan Wagner into left field. 1 run scores, 2 runs score, and runners will be at second and third. on the single by Maya Aiken. Wibben and Westrom both score, so now runners at second and third, and we are tied. So they walked Kendra Beck-Waterman to load the bases. So that brings up Teresa Stockman, again, a force at every base. Pitch is in for a strike, 0-1. Stockman on the day is singled, struck out, and walked. No, tripled. Ball is lifted high into right field. Lee. Reagan Lee makes the catch in right field. They're going to tag and come home. And that will put Gayville-Volin in the lead, 7-6. So runners now at first and third on the sacrifice by Stockman. 2 down. Brings up Ayla Dimmer. The pitcher on deck is Tanea Pacheco. Ball is lifted into shallow center field. Izzy Richardson comes in and makes a beautiful catch by Izzy Richardson. But in the inning, Gayville-Volin scores 3 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 error, 2 runners left on base at the end of 6.5. It's now Gayville-Volin 7, Vermillion 6. We head into the bottom half of the 7th, with Vermillion needing a run to keep the game going, 2 to win. This is Tanager Baseball, brought to you by First Dakota.
For over 40 years, your local heating and cooling contractor has been Larry's Heating and Cooling. How did they stay in business that long? The customers know they stand behind their work. They offer top quality name brand equipment, and no one matches Larry's pricing when compared to the other local Lennox dealers based in Iowa. Larry's is $2,000 less for the same equipment. Not a Larry's customer? When you're ready to upgrade, trust Larry's. Honest prices, no gimmicks, and reliable service. Larry's Heating and Cooling, Yankton and Vermillion.
At Knutson Family Dentistry in Vermillion, they believe a healthy smile opens doors. From routine checkups to cosmetic treatment, their friendly team is there to make your dental experience comfortable and enjoyable. With state-of-the-art technology and a compassionate approach, they ensure your smile can make.
Welcome back to Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. Madigan-Wallen knocks that down the third baseline. Foul, 1-1. Again, Vermillion now trails 7-6 here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. So here's the pitch from Dimmer to Wallen. That is just out of the zone. 2-1. So batting this inning, you'll have Madigan-Wallen, Maya Halverson, Quinn Christensen, and then we believe Reagan Lee will bat for Madeline Eisenweiss. That ball chopped up the middle, and that will be a single for Madigan-Wallen. So tying run now at first. Nobody down here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Maya Halverson comes up. She has 2 singles and a double today. That pitch is in there for a strike, 0-1. That ball is low. Wallen stays at second, though, 1-1. Here's 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 on. Wallen takes off. That pitch gets past Kendra Bai, and so Wallen is now at second with a count of 3-1. So runner now kind of in scoring position. If you can get a hit to the outfield, Volin has enough speed that you probably see her score. And that she is the tying run right now. As Coach Selchert from Gayville-Volin comes in. And they're just gonna put on Halverson. So Halverson will get walked, put on first. So runners now at first and second. And that will bring up left fielder Quinn Christensen. Might see Christensen attempt a bunt here in one of the first couple of pitches, as there's a timeout at the mound. This timeout brought to you by Murph's Appliance on Main Street in Vermillion. So it does look like Eisenbeis is now in the on-deck circle, so she was taken out. That she'll re-enter. I wonder if they'll still take her out if they go into the 8th inning. And so Chloe Bottleson will run for Maya Halverson.
Be ready on 3.
So this brings up Quinn Christensen. Shows bunt, perfect on the third baseline, and there is no play. Safe everywhere. Perfect bunt by Quinn Christensen to load the bases. It could not have been placed any better. So now the bases are loaded. Of course, a force at every base. That brings up Madeline Eisenbeis. Madeline's 0 for 3 today, but on the season batting .219, .681 on OPS. That's fouled off. 0-1. That ball chopped down the third baseline, fielded by the shortstop, Aiken. Tags the lead runner, but Volin does score. And we now have a tie game with runners at first and second on the sacrifice, or on the fielder's choice by Eisenbeis. So runners at first and second. Bottleson is out heading... Yeah, Bottleson is out heading from second to third. So that brings up Jenna Peterson. Peterson bunts it down the third baseline. Oh, nope. It fouled because she was in the batter's box, so 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 down with runners on first and second. At second is Quinn Christensen. Pretty good speed over there. Eisenbeis at first. That's in for a strike. 0-2 on Peterson. Christensen with good speed at second, representing the winning run. No balls, 2 strikes. Ayla Dimmer looks in. Winds and delivers. That's chopped up the middle. And she is safe at third on a very close play. And so Peterson is aboard. Bases are loaded again after a fielder's choice. So still just 1 down. That brings up center fielder Izzy Richardson, who is 1 for 3 today. So with Christensen's speed, you almost wonder about trying a bunt. I'm not. But Izzy Richardson's been batting well lately. So Ayla Dimmer looks in, winds, delivers. That is high, 1-0. Ball's fouled off, 1-1. That ball gets past the catcher. Christensen comes home, and that is it. Vermillion wins. Vermillion wins on a passed ball as Quinn Christensen comes in to score and win 8-7. Wow, what a game. What a game. So nice job by the Tanagers. And so we'll be back with our post-game show after this. This is Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
The Pizza Ranch Vermillion is your event headquarters. Enjoy the crisp salad bar, the country's best chicken, and fresh pizza. Want a custom pizza? Just ask. We are proud to offer the buffet your way. And the Fun Zone Arcade features 36 games, 2 golf simulators, and full bar. Perfect for pregame tailgates and parties. Have a business meeting, team, or office party? Reserve the Dakota Center. It holds up to 300 people. Order online at pizzaranch.com for delivery, or circle your wagons and make Pizza Ranch your tailgate place next to USG. The Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Vermillion is proud to support local athletics like USD and the Tanagers. The DQ Fall flavors are in, and DQ has great food at great prices. Get a $7 meal deal. Choose from a cheeseburger or 3-piece chicken basket with fries, a drink, and a sundae for only $7. Got an office team party or birthday party? If you want to celebrate, don't bake, buy a DQ cake. And DQ supports the Sanford Children's Network. So after the game, take your team for a thrill to the Dairy Queen Grill and Chill, 905 East Cherry Street, Vermillion, South Dakota.
Truckers, commercial fleet, car owners, when you need a DOT inspection, you need a battery, oil change, diagnostic, or specialized tire service for farm, auto, and heavy equipment, JFI will get your vehicle repaired and washed and back on the road. JFI proudly supports Vermillion Tanagers, the community of Vermillion, in business for nearly 100 years for a reason. JFI is the best, and that's no lie. JFI 1218 Compton Court, Vermillion.
Are you ready to start a career with an exciting team? Thermobond is looking to add to our team of experts. We offer competitive wages, a positive work environment, and on-the-job training. Thermobond is headquartered in Elk Point, South Dakota, and for over 30 years we've been providing lightweight and precast solutions for multiple industries nationwide. Check us out and see if you'd like to start a new career with us today.
Welcome to Runnings in Vermillion. Shop their great lineup of clothes for women, names like Ariat and Carhartt for men, boots and shoes and kids' clothing. Runnings has a large supply of animal food and accessories. Love the outdoors? See the selection of ammo, firearms, and fishing equipment. For everything you need, walk through the doors at Runnings, your home, farm, and outdoor store, Vermillion.
Nice win there. Welcome back to the Vermillion Tanagers softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. I'm Michael Schumacher. We are at the USD softball complex where the Vermillion Tanagers have defeated the Gayville-Volin Raiders by a score of 8-7. A nice win for the Tanagers gives them a good seed point boost that should really help them if they're able to take care of some business this next couple of weeks. Really should help them maybe host a SODAK 16 matchup, which would be nice for a chance to go to state. Vermillion has not had a chance to go to state yet, or hasn't gone to state yet. This would be a nice opportunity for them, and you know they'd love to do that. And so that would be on the 27th. So they will be playing West Central on Monday, and then Parkston on Thursday, and then Dakota Valley. Not quite sure the day after that, of the date of that game. But nice game. Maya Halverson went through and pitched beautifully. Had just really 1 or 2 innings that had some issues to it, but then had 11 strikeouts. And we do have some seniors with us, so we're just going to hand over. It's senior day, so we obviously want to talk about them. And so we're going to hand, and thank you very much. So we'll just talk to each one of them here. Coach Budmeyer brought them over. A great way to celebrate senior day with, a victory. And so we'll just have them introduce themselves because each one of them played a huge role in today's game. And so, Kristen?
Yeah.
Why don't you just take a moment to introduce yourself and let's talk a little bit about this game.
I'm Kristen. I'm a senior. I played third. I played a little short today, but I primarily stay at third. Yeah.
All right. And, this was a huge game.
Yeah.
Gayville-Volin, one of the top teams in Class B, gives you guys a great number of seed points, which, if you start looking at the standings, you guys are actually in position to possibly host a SODAK 16 game, which would be kind of a nice deal for you guys, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that would actually be perfect for us. The home field advantage is real for us, especially on a softball field. You never know the size of the outfield, the infield, the ratio to it, the mound is really important. So having home field advantage in softball is really important.
Well, and right now it feels like you guys are playing some of the best softball you've played all season. Maya seems to be pitching really well, and we're going to be talking to her in a minute. But it just even feels like defensively, just the way things are starting to work out, the defense is clicking on all cylinders, and it feels like the bats are really starting to pick up. Do you guys feel like you're peaking at the right time?
Yes, Coach Bud brings that up a lot. He says, well, we focus a lot on defense in practice because if we're making contact with the ball, eventually they're going to fall in spots where people aren't. Coach Bud loves to preach that if we just keep swinging the bat, that at some point it's going to fall, and they'll come eventually. And we pride ourselves on defense because if you have a good defense game, you can be in any game.
Well, and I think that proved it today, and being in it like this, how important was it? Because you guys have had a number of games that you've lost in the last inning or half an inning or inning and a half. How is it nice to get one that you guys are able to win it at the end?
It's definitely a motivator, especially with a lot of young girls on the team. Us older girls, we get motivated by wins and losses. Like today, last year we lost to Gayville in this exact same way, and so a lot of us older girls were pushing to get them back, and the younger girls look for confidence in winning. So I think it was a good thing that we won this game because they know that they can do it and that they can play at this level.
All right. Now, hey, as somebody that's been part of Vermillion softball since it was state sanctioned 3 years ago, this is season number 3. How happy are you to have been a part of the first few years of Vermillion softball?
I love it. Playing softball is one of my favorite things ever, and being able to play for my school and have it be stretched out throughout the season, there's more opportunities. It's getting more, attention. And it just feels nice that softball is finally getting, the amount of attention that it deserves because it's a great game, and I love when people come out and watch.
Well, it really is. I know I've been a latecomer to it, but since I've been calling softball here, I've been more interested in you guys. I'm really high on the Augustana softball train. They play later today down in Oklahoma for Super Regions. Softball, fast pitch softball is definitely something people need to appreciate just a little bit more. And you have graduation coming up.
Mm-hmm.
What are some? Obviously it's Thursday, and you're playing softball. You're 48 hours away from graduating. What is that feeling like?
I just like to take things one at a time because if I think about graduation, I'm not thinking about the game. So it can wait till tomorrow. Today was the game, and that's what I was focused on.
All right. Well, Kristen, hey, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me. Really appreciate it, and congratulations on a great win, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Next up, we have Maya. Maya, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's always better after a nice win, isn't it?
Yes, very good.
All right. So, kind of like I talked about with Kristen, how nice does it feel to get a victory like this over a really good team? They were 14-3 coming into this. They'd beaten some Class A teams. And you guys were able to come through, and then to get that win at the end, because you guys have had so many close losses, and close losses, there's value in that to know you're competing. But how nice is it to get that close win?
It feels really good to finish off a close game finally, because like you said, we'd been in that situation so many times. But yeah, I think it's a huge confidence boost for our team, and yeah, hopefully it carries into the next game.
All right. Now, a question for you. So when did you become like a strikeout queen? I mean, holy moly. So I wasn't able to call the game up in Madison, but I was listening as Zach was calling it. I tuned in. I think you struck out the first 9?
Yeah.
Okay. And then today you hit double digits in strikeouts. I mean, you really, to me, just as an outsider looking at it, feels like you're hitting your groove as a pitcher right now. Do you feel that when you're out in that circle?
I do. I feel a lot more confident now. My confidence has grown a ton over the past year, and I practiced a lot in the off season, and it's paying off.
Well, it really is. And even today, you know, someone might look and say, oh, they scored 7 runs, but nothing was ever just a mammoth shot. Nothing was, I think there was one hit that made it maybe close to the fence. Otherwise, a lot of infield stuff, a lot of close infield singles and stuff like that. So really nothing that got away, and it felt like you were able to kind of stay in control. How valuable is that in these final few games for you to feel that confidence?
It's really valuable. I try to put some spin on my pitches, so even if they do hit it, it's not going to go too far, because I want to help out my defense as much as possible, and they're doing a great job backing me up. So yeah, it's really nice.
All right, and this game's going to go a long way in helping you guys in those seed point standings. You guys were 10th heading into today, but those difference between 8th, 9th, and 10th was minuscule. How valuable is that, just to be able to play, whether you end up playing here or Lions Park where you guys are used to playing? How big would that be for a SODAK 16 game?
That would be amazing. We kind of got robbed of our home field advantage today, even though we are at home, but it'd be nice to go back to Lions Park again for the SODAK 16, and I do think that we can do it because we're playing our best ball right now. And yeah, that's kind of what we've always said, like, it doesn't matter how you play at the beginning of the season, it's how you finish it off, because at the end of the day, it's how you play in the playoffs. So yeah.
Well, and that is valuable. Now, let me ask you this. What would it mean in your final year to be the first team to go to state?
That would mean everything to me, because softball is very important to me, and yeah, we've worked hard at it this season and the past couple seasons. Last year was a big heartbreak for us, so that would mean everything to me to go to state and compete with them one last time.
All right, and finally, just kind of like I asked Kristen, what are your emotions right now? You've got graduation coming up, but you're playing softball. You still got school. How's that feeling for you? I mean, what's your emotional state right now?
It's super bittersweet for me, just because I'm so ready to be done with school. But softball, I'm not ready to say goodbye to it at all. And yeah, it's going to be rough for me.
All right. Well, excellent. Well, Maya, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. Really appreciate it, and looking forward to covering the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, and we've got another one. And this one is our Vermillion Sportscasters Scholarship winner, Madigan Wallen. Madigan, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, Michael. How are you?
I am great. How does it feel to get a win like this?
Amazing. I mean, that's all you really want at the end of the day, right?
Well, that's exactly right, especially against a good team. You know, especially against a team like Gayville-Volin, one of the top 5 teams in Class A or Class B, a team with a record that gives you guys some really good seed points. I've talked about that, and for people that are listening, I'm probably harping on it a little bit, but I don't think it's too big of an issue to talk about. Good chance of getting a home field advantage for that SODAK 16 matchup. How nice would that be for you guys?
I mean, it's amazing for us. I mean, when you're always at home, you feel more confident, and we know what our conditions are on our fields and the elements and how to play with them. And I feel like just being at your own home field just gives you so much confidence going into that game, and it'll definitely be helpful for us.
Well, and you played a big role today, a number of hits, getting on base, but even catching can just be tough. And you caught last year. You started off this season out at short, and the decision was made to put you back behind the plate. And I'm not going to say it feels like you being behind the plate has maybe made Maya a little more confident, a little more comfortable. It just feels like she has upped her game during that time as well. How valuable is it being that battery, that pitcher-catcher battery?
I played with Maya since we were 10 years old. I mean, I've caught for her like how many times, and we grew up together catching and pitching together, and I haven't really caught for her since the beginning of the last season, but obviously, like, I know how she pitches, and I know what to call. And when Coach Bud threw us up with the change ball, I was excited to get back at it and keep catching for her because she's doing amazing. And being back there and framing her pitches and seeing everything, I feel like it's given her confidence and it's made me confident. And I think together we're getting a lot more strikeouts this season.
Well, it really is, and she seems to be hitting her groove. You seem to be hitting a groove. You're batting over 500, some good power, getting a few home runs, even. But you're kind of facing the end of your high school career, But you have softball on the other side of that, so kind of probably a conflict of emotions as this season is winding down. What are some of the feelings you're going through right now?
I mean, I'm obviously sad because I think this year with the younger girls, I've gotten a lot closer to them. And these girls are so supportive of me. And I'm also really excited to play at Mount Marty. I mean, I've been looking forward to this since I was a little kid. And I'm going to be sad leaving this team behind, but I know that we've built a very strong foundation for them. And I would love to watch them play. And maybe they'll come and watch me play in the future, too.
Well, exactly. And kind of just back to this game, what does it mean to get a win, a walk-off win? Because you guys have had so many close losses, and like I said, you can learn a lot from a loss, and you feel competitive. But how does it feel to get over the hump?
It feels good. I mean, these close games we're talking with, but it's giving me, Maya, and Bud a heartache out there. We're getting nervous every time we get down to the 7th inning, but we practice these fundamentals, and we know we can do it as long as we keep going all the way to the end, and we're going to fight till the end, and we're never going to give up. So getting that win is it's beneficial for us, and it's all we practice, and we know we can do it.
All right. Well, Madigan, thank you so much for joining me. Appreciate it. Congratulations on the scholarship, and looking forward to seeing you at Mount Marty.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you. All right, and last but not least, Coach Budmeyer. Coach, finally got that last-minute win, that last inning win, that walk-off win.
Here, Michael.
You finally got that last...
maybe.
Here. We'll see here. Is
there
that working?
we go.
Okay. You finally got that walk-off win. You finally got the chance to get the win instead of a close loss. Instead of trying to find the silver lining, you're able to just walk away and say, we got that close win against a great team, not just a really good team. Gayville-Volin is one of the best teams in the state in Class B, top 5, and they're going to be competing for that state championship. And Ayla Dimmer, a sub-3 ERA coming into this. How valuable is this victory for you guys?
It doesn't get much bigger than that, Michael. I mean, like we talked about just the other day, we know nothing. Playing great competition is nothing new to us, so we love doing it. We love the challenge, and man, that's a well coached. Dimmer's a problem on the mound. She does a really good job with change of speed. She does a really good job of locating her pitches. It took us a little while to kind of get on her early on. We had quite a few strikeouts, but they're good at bats. Like we're fouling them off, putting the ball in play, and she has a lot of spin on her ball, so she gets a lot of ground ball outs as well. She's a really good pitcher. She's tough to deal with. I'm fortunate that we got 8. We got 1 more than they did, so we found a way to get the job done. But overall, man, it's a massive win for us. Today, this game, as a coach, you're nervous as heck. So I'm a huge routine guy, and this is the most non-routine day we could ever have. Being at raining at 11 o'clock, not knowing if the game's on, thinking the game's on, and thinking the game's off, and then, hey, this field's dry over at USD. Let's move it over there. Out of routine, out of whack. But all that adversity, and then also senior night as well. The seniors, I mean, you can't ask for a better game to go out on your senior night. But you have that distraction too. Like the cards were stacked against us. I think I thought more into it than the girls did because they just didn't care. They knew there was a job to do, and they went out and got the job done.
Well, and that they did. And, talked about Maya Halverson really becoming a strikeout artist. That game against Madison, so many strikeouts to begin with. Double-digit strikeouts today. She and Madigan really seemed comfortable with each other as a battery, really seemed to have hit a stride, but everyone seems to be clicking. Kristen and Dylan up the middle today, just some great plays. Izzy Richardson, some great plays out patrolling center field. That's not much more you can ask for than that.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we always talk about and preach, find a way to contribute winning. Try and find a way to imprint yourself on the game. And this is a great team win because everybody found a spot somewhere in the game to kind of put their imprint on it and to win as a team. Izzy had that huge catch early on. Their 4-hole hitter, I can't remember her name, but I'm pretty sure she's batting like in the high fives or 600. She's a really good player, and good thing we're at this 300-foot fence because that was gone if we were playing over at our field. But I mean, that's a hard ball to track. The wind is crazy right now. She did perfect fundamentals. That's what we preach and work on every day. We made big plays in the infield. Early on, Dylan we had a fly ball to short to Chris, and that thing ended up in Dylan's lap, sitting at second. Like that's an extremely hard play, but it's a huge momentum play to make. Like I said, we all found a way to make an imprint. Came in with clutch hits late. Quinn put down a massive bunt. We got first and second and no outs, and put a massive bunt down. They made the decision to go to third, so we end up bases loaded with no outs. So we're in business down 1, and we found a way. The craziest thing about this game, I don't remember if you were at our game last year, Michael, but I was joking with their coach. That's pure deja vu. That's exactly how we lost last year. It was an extras last year, though. His bases loaded. We only had 1 out left, but they were down to 2 outs and a pass ball they won on. So it's kind of a full circle type deal to kind of get them back in the same exact way. But comments to them. I mean, they were down 3 in the 7th, or what was it, bottom of the?
Yeah, it was 6-4. Because they'd come back and it was 5-4. Then you guys put up an insurance run. Then no.
They were down 2.
They were down 2.
Down 2, but to score those three runs to take the lead is massive on their part.
Yep.
They were at the bottom of their lineup too, and they found a way to put the ball in play. Unfortunately, our defense didn't step up and make the plays, but you never know in high school sports. I always preach to the girls, put the ball in play, and you never know what can happen. But no matter the adversity we faced today, we competed our butts off, and we found a way to win a game.
Yep, and a game that's going to get you some nice seed points, really help your potential for hosting a SODAK 16 game. But you guys seem to be playing your best softball of the season right now.
Yeah, that's what means the most to me. We're playing good ball. Let's see, what are we at now? 4 of our last 6? Is that what we'd be at? So we started 1-6. We've won 4 of our last 6. It's against high-quality opponents, too. I was joking with the girls in the huddle after the game, though. They gotta stop these one-run games. Holy cow. Oh, my gosh. That's my heart. I told him, looked at him, I'm 26 years old, and I'm worried about my heart health now just because of these one-run games. But we're 3-2 in one-run games now, so we're on the top side of it, and that just shows to our character as a group. High-character kids, great kids, and just competitors. They refuse. Sometimes when we flip a switch, we just refuse to lose. You got to find a way to win a game.
And that's what you have to do. Well, Coach, hey, thank you so much for stopping by. Thanks for bringing some of those seniors along. We'll see you in Hartford. Well, we'll talk to you tomorrow for breakfast with the coaches, but we'll see you in Hartford for West Central.
Absolutely. Thanks, Michael.
Hey, thank you. Have a great one. That was Coach Louie Budmeyer with us. Vermillion Tanagers with a nice 8-7 win, 12 hits. They did have 2 errors in the field, so obviously you always love to have things that you can still coach. But a great win against a great Gayville-Volin team. This Gayville-Volin team is going to be state tournament bound, and they are going to compete for a state championship. A great win for Vermillion in that respect. All right, well, we will be back for Tanager softball on Monday, as they'll be in Hartford for West Central. All right, this has been Tanager softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. I'm Michael Schumacher. You guys have a great night.